Alright guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video, and today we're gonna be talking about my opinions on every single bird that I have ever seen in my entire life. So yeah, now since this video is gonna be really long, we have 50 species to cover. I'm gonna go through them like quite fast, so I'll drop some interesting facts and sightings, yeah. Anyways, starting with the little cormorant. This is literally just a bird. It's like the stereotypical bird, blackbird that you see like around water. So, I guess that's pretty cool. It's also one of the smallest cormorants in the world. It honestly reminds me of like a crow with like a really, really long neck and a very stubby beak. I think this one is also kind of a cute little bird. So let's go. Indian cormorant. This one is slightly less cute. This one has blue eyes, and this thing is really hard to identify since most of the time you're getting little cormorants, and sometimes you'll get Indian cormorants, but it's gonna be super hard to identify since they look very, very similar. Like they're just black water birds, and they're not even that much different in size. Like the little cormorant is slightly smaller, but it's not like that much smaller to the point where you literally cannot notice it. So yeah, super hard to identify. Next we have red-wattled lapwing. These birds, I don't know why, these birds are like super interesting because I hear these birds calling in the middle of the night. Yeah, somehow these are nocturnal birds. And fun fact, one cool story, one time I went to someone's birthday party and some lapwings just kind of broke in and started attacking everyone. True story, by the way. I didn't get attacked obviously, but like still, some people got pecked, clawed, so we had to chase them out. Insane. Okay, next up is bronze-winged jacana. These ones, I often did confuse them for white-breasted water hens, but now that, I'm actually pretty good at identifying these birds, I can reliably identify them. I've seen both adults and juveniles. You can see these insane looking legs, by the way, like super long legs, super long toes. Yeah, pretty cool. Common snipe. Now this one, common snipe, this one is I'm not sure if I've actually seen this before. Now, Merlin is saying that, yeah, this bird is somewhat likely in the winter, which is where I saw the bird that looks like a snipe. It was like inside of woodland vegetation. It was barely moving enough, and that checks out with snipe behavior. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that the bird I saw was a snipe. So that actually is pretty cool. Very rare bird, let's say. Okay, Asian openbill. Oh fuck. Anyways, Asian openbill. This is one of the largest birds that I regularly encounter. These guys weigh up to 1.5 kilograms, and I often see them soaring in large hordes, like flocks of 20, sometimes 50. One time we went to a flock of 500. So yeah, these guys fly in large flocks. One time I even saw them coming from the sea. So there might actually be a feral population in Australia that I'm just not aware of. I don't know. Or maybe one in Antarctica. I've only seen one time they were wading through the water. Most of the time I do see them flying. One time I actually got a really good close-up. It was eating snails at our local pond, just wading through the water. So that was a really good, memorable sighting. I'll never forget that. Black-crowned night heron. Now these birds are one of the most widespread herons in the entire world. They're found in all continents. Look at this. North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, Australia. That's not Australia. Okay. Anyways, yeah, these birds are native to everywhere. I normally see them either in large mixed species heronries or during the dusk when they're flying. Yeah. I also heard their calls before. I've seen both adult and juveniles. So yeah, and they always turn out to be way bigger than I expect. Like I'm used to seeing cattle egrets. These guys are much larger than any cattle egrets you'll ever see. So that is actually pretty. It's actually pretty nice to see one once in a while. So yeah, pretty cool. Little egret. These ones are somewhat actually kind of rare. However, I have seen them. And they have the characteristic black beaks. As you can see right here. They're also super variable. Like you can see, they have a black beak, but like they have the sear as well. Yeah, the sear, it like comes in many colors. Like look at these images. This one is yellow. This one's green. This one's blue, purple. They come in all sorts of colors. So that's pretty cool. This one is one of the most common species in the entire my area. So yeah. I see them a lot. They have these bright yellow feet. Not all of them, but like some of them do have bright yellow feet. And they have white wing feathers, even though you can't really see them when perched. They have white flight feathers as well. So it's actually quite easy to confuse them with cattle egrets. And speaking of cattle egrets, here we have the cattle egret. This is the most common heron I'm going to be encountering. Although they're mostly kind of a field bird, and most of the time I do see them either flying off or next to cows in fields. So yeah, these are two distinct plumages. One is completely white, the other is white and orange. Great egret. This is one of the largest white herons. Not the largest heron I've seen, but this is one of the largest white herons. These are actually quite rare here, so. Yeah, but I have seen them. Key field marks are the long neck and just generally large size, large imposing size. Look at this. Those long legs stretching out. Yeah, that's the key field mark we're looking for here to distinguish them from cattle and intermediate egrets, such as this one. This is the intermediate egret. Not even joking. I'm 90% sure this bird wasn't invented just to rage with people who actually birdwatch. What the fuck do you mean that there was a bird that is literally looks exactly like great and cattle egret just in between? How are you even supposed to identify that? Yeah, merlins is often confusing and difficult to identify. That is very much true. Like, bro. And I feel like in breeding season, which is where I've seen them, this is where they're easiest to identify. Look at the black beak with the yellow sear. Gray heron. This is one of the largest heron I've seen, by the way. These almost look like a pterodactyl, like flying by. They're huge, and these things fly fast as well. Like some people say herons don't fly fast. Dude, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? These things fly at like Mach 5 speed. And purple heron, obviously. This is a slightly smaller version of the gray heron. They've gotten super common here recently, so yeah, I think I like that actually quite a lot. Get to see some purple herons like every day. I actually just saw one like right now, so pretty cool. Okay, white-breasted water hen. It's like the classic rail. Not much to say here. They found in water. Rock dove. I mean, guys, come on, rock dove. We've all seen pictures before, alright? There's nothing special to talk about. So yeah, this is the bird. I see they're on my roof. They fly around. They do backflips midair. Cool birds. Eurasian colored dove. This is the secondary dove. Basically, if you see a dove and it's not a spotted dove, it's this one right here. These guys are mostly found in urban areas. And spotted dove, this is the most common dove you'll find here. They're found in cities, they're found in parks. Yeah. Yellow-foiled green pigeon. This one is honestly one of the best designed birds ever. Like, look at it, you got this sort of bright yellow and green plumage with the gray head and purple eye. Absolutely fantastic looking birds. And these are found in cities. So like, Yeah, you can find these absolutely tropical looking birds in cities, and I think that's honestly amazing. Osprey. Now, if you guys haven't seen my recent post, I've seen an osprey before. One osprey. These guys are super rare here. They're mostly found in December. And yeah, pretty cool. They hunt fish. They can hover as well. So yeah, pretty cool, distinctive bird. Crested serpent eagle. Merlin says this bird is super unlikely, but come on, guys. Okay, Merlin doesn't know a fucking thing. All right. I've seen many of these crested serpent eagles, almost like 100, I think. So yeah, Merlin is definitely camping here. Shikra is a small hawk. Uh, they hunt birds and stuff. I think they're found in like forests. Although I have seen ones like soaring in like a city. So they're not that like restricted to forests, but yeah. I mean they're kind of are. And I have seen some of them get chased by babblers before. So pretty cool. The adults are very distinctive. Okay, just ignore this one, okay? I don't have a Eurasian Gothic on my life list, guys. Come on. Okay, black kite. Yeah, I mean, come on, dude. This is my man. This is the GOAT. You can't go wrong with him, okay? Black kite is the supreme air force, alright? Yeah, anyway, most common bird of prey, I've actually seen people getting attacked by black kites before. One black kite even attacked a guy that was riding a motorcycle. He fell down. The kite continued pursuing him. And I've seen major battles between these guys and house crows. One time I even saw a black kite pinning down a crow, so that's very cool. Very cool. I see these guys a lot, so I can get some cool behaviors. And I've actually made a cool observation on these guys as well. Basically, I'm gonna see like many black kites like lined up on a building, and then each one of them like takes turns flying, doing whatever they can, and then they'll land on the back on the building in the one they were sitting before, and then another one, and the one like after that one flies, does its thing, goes back, and so on. So I think that's actually a pretty cool observation. I haven't noted down, but yeah, that's a pretty cool observation. Barn owl, these guys are nocturnal. I hear them screeching a lot. One time, I've even seen one before. It was like perched on the almond tree. I was trying to flash it. It had glowing red eyes, and it was like white color. So yeah, these guys are worshipped in the mythology of our country. Very cool. Little swift. This guy is hard to identify since small bird, quite easy to confuse with other birds. So yeah, but I can successfully identify these. As long as you get the white rump, you're good. Like the white rump is key. Is a key identification feature. So yeah. Also look for these big, like huge eyes. Like look at these, almost like a ghost. Huge eyes. Asian palm. This is the common swift. The most common swift, not the actual common swift. Asian palm swift is found like everywhere. I see these guys a lot in both urban and rural areas. So pretty cool. Barn swallow. You guys are somewhat rare here, but I have seen them before. They eat insects, and I keep hearing the noises from like in open areas and in lakes. I hear noises that sound almost exactly like the feather family barn swallow. So yeah, those are definitely gonna be barn swallows. So yeah, I think those are pretty cool. Graded cowgirl. These are large cuckoos. Yeah, look at these images. These are the exact types of habitats I see them in. I even saw one eating a snake. That was very cool. Asian couple. This is like the all-black version of the greater couple. Look at this. They look the exact same. Just all black. This one. This makes a distinctive noise. The female is also very nicely colored. I've seen both genders as well. Common hawk cuckoo. This makes like a really cool like brain fever noise coming from the woods. And it makes these noises like many times, but mostly it's during dusk and dawn. So, a very cool bird. Alexandrian parakeet. I've seen this bird in domesticated, not wild. Ringneck parakeet. I've seen this one both wild and domesticated. The wild ones are usually cool. They're noisy, so I usually identify them by sound. One time I have seen one perched eating fruits. It's pretty cool. Green bee eater. These are Persian wires. They like hunting and eating insects. Common kingfisher. These guys are the smallest kingfishers I encounter. They're nice and colorful. They have blue and orange. Stuart-bill kingfisher. This is a large crow-sized kingfisher. Yes, sometimes they actually even look bigger than crows. So yeah, these guys are when they're perched, they'll like hop, like bob their tail up and down. Very cool behavior. White-throated kingfisher. This is the national bird of my state, or actually the state bird of my state. That's what I should say. These are intermediate in size between stuart-billed and common kingfishers. White-throated kingfisher. Next is coppersmith barbet. These make a very distinctive noise, and they're very colorful. Oh wait, never knew they actually had a red-faced form. Very cool. Anyway, the other one I've seen is the yellow-faced form. Very cool. Lineated barbet. This is the most common barbet. Lineated. These guys have the yellow eye ring and green plumage. Blue. This is the rarest barbet, the blue throat. Actually, is the coppersmith? Yeah, no, I think coppersmith is actually slightly rarer than this one. So this is the second most common barbet, the blue-headed barbet. Sorry, the blue-throated barbet. These guys make very cool noise. Let's listen to this. Yeah, I hear these guys a lot. I've actually seen one as well. They have nice plumage. Black-rumped flameneck. This is the woodpecker you'll find here. Very nice. They're actually quite large, like northern flicker size. They have these golden mantle and red crest. Streak-throated woodpecker. This is the smallest species. They're found in forests. They have green and have red crown. Rufous tree-pied. This is the corvid in the magpie family and crow family. These are smart birds. What have I seen? I have had one pecking at my window. That actually made a bit of a crack there as well. So yeah, that's pretty cool. These are highly intelligent birds. They're not actually as big as you think. House crow. This is one of the most common birds I ever encountered. Almost everyone I know has seen a house crow before. They go caw-caw. Yeah, I've seen them mobbing black kites as well. Very cool birds. Cool and smart birds. This is the jungle crow. These are large raven-sized crows. They're completely black. They're very interesting. They make them... Actually, I honestly think they make like really weird. They like go like very weird noises. Very weird noises. Oriental magpie robin. This is the national bird of Bangladesh. Not my country though. This is the national bird of Bangladesh. They make soft noises and they make like trill noises. Very cool. I've seen both male and female. White-throated finno. These are actually larger than they look. They have this long fan-shaped tail with black plumage and a white eyebrow. Okay, I don't ever recall seeing a small mini-vet, so we're gonna skip this one. Okay, red-whiskered bulbul. These are small birds. They're super common as well. I've actually had a red-whiskered bulbul nest on one of my old lamps. It's gone now, but yeah, it used to nest on one of my old lamps inside the house. Unfortunately, one of the chicks actually fell on the floor and died. That was very sad. Red-vented bulbul. This is the other species of bulbul we find. I've seen like many of these guys next to red-whiskered bulbuls, so I can reliably identify them. Usually by color. Jungle babbler. This is a big, chunky species with a angry expression. They go in flocks of like 7, and I've seen them chasing away large birds like monkeys and actually monkeys are not birds. Chasing large creatures like monkeys and black kites and sheep wrens. this one was very. I don't want to talk about this one. No, the Asian great tit. I don't want to talk about this one. I hate this thing. Like, ever since I saw this, the bird varieties were just completely switched. I kept seeing werebirds and the common birds were nowhere to be found. And that lasted for like several weeks before it actually came back. So yeah, no. Get this guy out of my face. Okay, common tailor bird, these are small little birds. I see them quite a lot. I actually saw one today. They make cool noises. Okay, Indian white-eye, these are small birds. They move in little flocks. They find leaves. They kind of jump around, like very active. These little birds. They have this yellowish kind of plumage, and what? Okay, yeah, and they're kind of freaky. Honestly, you can literally go and touch them if you want. But please don't actually go touch them, okay? Pale bear flatpecker, these are small little guys, very cute little guys. They eat flowers and fruits. Tiny little birds. Purple rump sunbird, these are medium-sized sunbirds. They have yellow and purple and green and a maroon gloss. Very cool. They drink nectar. Purple sunbird, this is the other species of sunbird that I'll find here. Yeah, very cool. Overall, just kind of glossy metallic purple. I've seen females and non-breeding males as well. Non-breeding males are kind of like yellowish. House sparrow, these birds, they're only found in like specific areas. Like here, you're not gonna find them here, okay? In the beach, these guys thrive in the beach. These guys are like, sometimes they'll just not be here, and then in other places, you can just find them. Other places just swarmed with them. So these are very cool. Wow, we didn't know actually males had like non-breeding plumage. I thought they just all looked like that. This is very interesting as well. Okay, Baya weaver, I don't remember seeing this bird, so skip it. Black-hearted oriole, this is a colorful little bird. Not so little, it has red eyes and a pink beak. I've seen this bird eating caterpillars before. Pied myna, this is a smallish starling that has nice black, white and red colors, and they're found in small flocks. Common myna, this is one of the most common birds. I see them every day. Yeah, they're kind of difficult to distinguish them from our next species, but still, I can pretty much reliably identify them. Look at this. Got the white wings. These are classic. Next up is jungle myna. If you don't really get a good look at the head or the crest, it is very easy to confuse these guys with common myna. I actually have done that in a while ago, and I've seen jungle mynas eating leeches. So yeah. Black drongo. This is gonna be the second last bird on our list, guys. Black drongo. These are fast, fork-tailed birds. They love mobbing other birds. They kind of fly around like swallows, and they can also mimic other bird calls. Very cool. And we also have bronze drongo. This one is slightly smaller and has much more glossier, with like this blue shine all over it, and a less fork tail. And so guys, that is going to be the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more bird content, then leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.